Hi guys, it's me, Patricia Lynn. So, about that dream that I was about to talk about, so, here's the story. So, last night, I was getting ready for bed, and before I got ready for bed, I went to do my meditation first, because I usually like to meditate first before I go to bed. So, what I basically did is, as soon as I went to bed, I was having a nice, really good sleep, which that was good, and then, like, all of a sudden I was starting to have, like, a really, really weird dream. So, about this dream, what I did saw was me going into some kind of weird city in Florida. And all of a sudden, a lot of these people were like screaming, and I was asking them and say, hey, what's going on? What's happening? And everybody was saying, oh, the sky is like getting a little darker, and all of a sudden there's about to be a flash flood warning. And then I was like, okay, like, this is really horrible news to hear. And I had to make a run for it so I can find a higher surface to, like a higher platform to be safe and all that. And I went on top of like one platform that was on top of a car, like on a car, and I went on top of that. I mean, it wasn't on the car, it was actually on one of those garbage dumpster boxes, whatever it was, but I thought it was right by a car though. It was kind of right by a car. So I went on top of that, and then finally the water stopped overflowing, but the only problem was it wasn't able to drain or anything. It was stuck. It was like almost like higher, like right by the edge of the like garbage lid. And a lot of people were asking me, hey, are you okay? And I asked everybody, is everyone okay out there? Like, is everyone fine? And everyone was saying, yeah, but be really careful because there's a lot of alligators that are in that water. So you better find a really higher platform because they will, like, come at you and eat you or something. And I was like, okay, thanks for the warning. And I was kind of right next to this one building that had one window that was like literally open, like a little tiny bit open. So what I did is I climbed on top of a roof and hold on the cliff like as carefully as I can. And I got up there very carefully, and I was climbing on some other like different like objects so I can get to that window. And I see that window like right closer to me, and I opened it up, and I finally like forced myself up in there. And good thing though, it was a lot like, you know, quiet, and anything wasn't going on in there. And then what I did is I went to go find like an exit area so I can get to somewhere else safer in this building. And right when I was going down the stairs, there was one issue. The water went inside the building as well too, and it was kind of like almost like basically like higher, like about like right by my neck. And I was like, okay, this is really disgusting. That looks like a really disgusting water I've ever seen in my life, because it was kind of like a greenish color, and it wasn't like toxic or anything. It was like more like a bunch of like sewage water type of thing. Because you know how like when you see sewage water is like the most disgusting thing that you'll seen. and a bunch of other, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies and disaster movies that I've watched a couple of times. And I was like, I had no choice. I had to either walk in and, like, walk into that water, so I had to be brave enough to walk into it. So I walk into it, and it was, like, so slimy and disgusting. It stunk so bad. And I had to, like, find an exit area so I could get out of that building. And I find an exit door. And as soon as I open up the door, I get out. But the weird thing was, none of the water did not come out of the building. It was, like, stuck in there. Like, there was some kind of, like, either invisible wall in there. Like, I felt like I was in, like, some kind of glitchy world or something. And I close it, and I thought, like, maybe I might have traveled into a different dimension that was, like, had, like, clear sky and all that. And all of a sudden, there's this one lady was, like, asking me to say, why do you look all dirty and all that? And I was like, oh, did you not notice the news? There was a flash flood warning. And then she was like, no, there's not. There's no flash flood. I don't see any flash flood. And I'm like, there is. There is a flash flood out there. Like, I swear to God, I saw it with my own eyes. Did you not see it? And then she was like, no. All I see is a clear sky, and that's it. And I was like, okay, whatever you say so. I have no time to argue. I have to get out of here. So I got like away from the lady, and all of a sudden I see one old friend of mine that I'm still friends with to this day. Her name is Regina DeCantu. I've done a couple of videos of her a few years ago where she's always doing her gigs all the time. Like, I used to do videos of her back then. But I likely wanted to give her, like, a shout out, of course, yeah. So, yeah, I'm just explaining about her in my dreams, so, yeah. And then, like, so I see her walking down the street with her father, and I'm, like, walking up towards her as fast as I can, and I'm like, Regina Reynolds, is that you? And she's like, yes, Patricia, it's me. Like, and then she was like, oh, what happened to your clothes? Why is your clothes all dirty? And I'm like, oh, well, I even explained to her the whole thing, and then I thought she didn't, like, believe me at first, and I told her, no, it's really happening. You gotta see this. This is, like, you gotta see what's going on in the inside of that building that I just came out of. And then she was like, alright, I'll come with you over there. So we both walked over there together, and after that, I told her and say, let me open up the door for you. So I opened up the exit door, and what do you know, she knew that I was right all along. But I told her and say, you have to come inside with me though. And Reggie was like, are you kidding me? This water is disgusting. That's gross. And it smells bad in there. And I'm like, Regina, we have no choice. We have to go in there. I have to show you the area where I came from. And what's going on with the other people that are on the other side. And her and I, we both, like, go in there together. And I told her and say, can you please close the door behind me so the water doesn't get out? And then she was like, oh, Patricia, the water is actually not coming out of the place. It's stuck. It's just staying in its one spot. Like, maybe it's a glitch or something, or maybe it's just, like, have, like, some kind of invisible wall or something in that area. And I was like, okay, like, that's really weird. So then, like, we closed the door together, and I told her and say, we have to walk up the stairs together, so that way I could show you what's, where I came from. So her and I, we both, like, go upstairs together, and I show her that one window that was open, and I was able to get on top of a higher surface away from the water, and then like she saw like this, and then she was like telling me and say, "Oh, look, Patricia, look at the sky. It's really definitely dark in this on this side." And then she realized that the other side was actually clear. So apparently I was in some kind of glitchy world. I was in a glitchy dimension. And I was like, oh my gosh. So that means it's all just a glitch. This is really, really weird. We have to figure this out. And the only way to figure it out is I had to either, like, I either have to go into the water and find, what are those, drain plugs to unplug the drain, or I either had to fix up the world or something, or I had to use like some kind of space and time device to time travel, because sometimes whenever I time travel or teleport, it's actually called lucid dreaming, which I actually read about, because I mean, I don't know if you guys know Beluga. He has another channel where he talks about like lucid dreaming and nightmares and sleep paralysis. Like, I don't know if any of you had those kind of stuff in your dreams before, but like I had something like that in this dream. So I was like, okay, Reggie, we need to figure this out in ASAP. So we got to do something. And she was like, okay. Is there any way that we can get out of here without, like, going in that water again? And I was like, yeah, we had to find another place so I don't have to keep going into that disgusting water. And the only problem was, there wasn't any way out. So, her and I had to go in the disgusting water again and get out of that building and get back to that exit area and get out where we came from. So we got out of that building and it stunk so bad we were about to like throw up or faint or collapse or something like that. So we thought that was gonna happen to us in this dream. So like after that we closed the door and me and Reggie were like, okay, is there anything that we need to do? Like, should we explain to the cops about this? Or explain to somebody about this? And I was like, I think I know who a person that I can explain to, but I don't want to go to that person yet. But I'll, figure out what I can do about this later. And Reggie was like, okay, what do we do now? And I was like, just take me to your house so I can find a place to take a shower at. And she was like, alright, I'll take you to my house. So, finally, like, Reggie just drives me all the way over to, she was trying to drive me to her house, but here's one thing that happens. I start having a second dream, which I started glitching into. So, I glitched out into another dream. So, apparently, in this other part of the dream, I start getting a weird vibe that I was in some kind of area right by an old, like, fancy house that was, like, super fancy, smanchy, and all that. It was, like, a fancy mansion and all that. And it was actually an enemy's house. Like, it was one of my enemy's house that I had to go after. And apparently, this enemy had, like, kidnapped my cat in this dream. So he kidnapped my favorite cat named Chase. So apparently, Chase is one of my sweetest cats. So I had to, like, you know, figure out how to get into this building. And who actually explained to me about this information in my dream was a couple of friends of mine's, like my friend Hallie, my friend Kurjin. I had Danny in my dream as well too, and I asked him to say, hey, why are we walking towards this house? What's in there? and he was like explaining to me, "Oh, Patricia, apparently your cat got kidnapped by this man, and now your cat is in this house, so you gotta go save your cat in there." And I was like, "You gotta be kidding me. Is this really true? Like, did this really happen?" And he was like, "Yep, it happened." And I was like, "Okay, this is really weird, because this is not what my dream is supposed to be." So basically, we entered in, we had to like pass by the gates, so we didn't like, we had to snuck by the guards. So we kind of did that, and I told them and say, "Okay, listen, you three have to stay out here, because I'll take care of this job on my own, because apparently I'm the only a guardian and a mature adult to take care of this kind of stuff on my own, because the other three friends of mine were too young to do this kind of job on their own, so I was the only person that was a lot older to do this kind of stuff on my own." So I told them and say, "Just wait for me and wait for my signal. I'm gonna do something. So you three stick together. I'm going by myself." So I walk around the whole building, and there was one weird thing. This building was basically right by a beach. So I had to, like, find an open area or find a unlocked doors, so that way I can enter in to go find a way to get to my cat. And I go inside the build. I finally found an unlocked door in the back, so I go inside, and as soon as I was entering, there was one weird thing. This dude had a whole collection of stuffed animals in this dream. He had like every kind of stuffed animal, and then this other dream he had like some anime, oh wait, no, not anime, some weapons. He had like a couple of guns and all that, and RPGs and all that kind of stuff. And then this other room, he had like a bunch of artifacts, like all like talismans, like treasures and all that kind of stuff. And there was one treasure that looked so familiar, and I've seen it a couple of times in all my other dreams. It was my friend Sailor Pluto's staff, who always appears in my dreams all the time. And usually, basically Sailor Pluto's mostly my imaginary friend, so she always like comes and visits me in my dreams to cheer me up and helps me do stuff and all that. So yeah, and then like as soon as I saw her talisman, I was like, "Oh my god, that's Sailor Pluto's talisman. What is that doing here?" And I realized it was actually her evil twin's talisman, but it was the talisman that got stolen by the good version of Sailor Pluto. So I had to talk to Sailor Pluto about it on my phone, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, that is my talisman. I'm definitely gonna come by and pick you up at that place. So stay put, do not move a muscle, because I know whose house you're in." And I was like, "Okay, thanks for letting me know." So I kind of sat by, and I had to be really quiet because I heard some guards that were coming into the room that I was hiding in. So I hide in like one corner where none of the guards can't see me. And then there was one person that looked super familiar as a guard that was pretending to be a guard. And I was like, "Oh my god, that person looks so familiar." And I knew who it was. It was Sailor Uranus. And right as soon as Sailor Uranus was like saying, "Okay, I'll promise you I'll guard this place so that way the talisman doesn't get stolen." So after when the other guard left, he had Sailor Uranus started calling Michiru from her watch, and I was like, "Oh, Haruka, hey, is that you?" And then she's like, Patricia Lynn, what are you doing here? And I was like, hey, just to let you know, that's not the actual staff you're looking for. The actual staff you're looking for is probably with the other person. This is actually the talisman that got stolen by the other Sailor Pluto. And she was like, oh, okay, I understand you now. And then, like, after that, Sailor Pluto called me up again, and then I showed her, I told her, I explained her everything, what just happened, and then she explained everything what just happened. She just explained everything about what's going on with Haruka, and also after that, like, after that we started, like, you know, making some plans. So I started staying put, Haruka started staying with me, and after that, and it's really weird because I realized the year I was in this dream was 2021, and I was like, bruh, like, I need to get out of this year. So hopefully Sailor Pluto will arrive shortly so I can get out of this year. And after that, like, Sailor Pluto finally came to the rescue, and I told her, like, everything what was going on, because this enemy also has my cat. We have to go save him as fast as we can. And then Sailor Pluto was like, okay, let's hurry up and save your cat. So we go upstairs and we search every room, and basically Sailor Neptune, she was in charge of, like, you know, navigating us to where my cat is. So she explained it to where my cat is, and I was like, okay, well, we'll go to that room and see if I can get him out of there. So we finally get upstairs, we meet over in that area, and we had to kick the door open, and we see my cat in there, we see Chase, and basically, just to let you know, this is what Chase basically looks like, so I'll show you guys a picture of him. So, you might know I gotta take a picture of him in a few minutes, so I'll definitely do that. And, yeah, so, basically, we had to find a cat carrier, so we found one, and then we put, Chase in it, and then right as soon as we got out of the room, I bumped into a vase, and the vase knocked on the floor, and all the alarms started going off. So we had to figure out how to get out. So we had to get out of the building as fast as we can. I was trying to run super fast. And the only problem is I found a dead end, and a lot of guards were, like, you know, behind me. Like, I turned around, and there was a guard behind us. There was a guard behind me, actually, and because the other two, like, they split up, so I was like, shit, like, I'm like screwed. So I was like screwed. So I was like, I had no choice. Either I could just open up the window and jump out of the building into the water, or I could either just surrender. So basically, I decided to just jump out the window and get into the water. So I did that, and when I went into the water, I had to swim my whole entire butt all the way over to the other side to hide, and I had to stay under the water so they didn't see me. And to be honest, like, staying underwater for that long was really super dangerous, because I would have drowned in this dream. So I had to, like, you know, swim back up. And finally, the bad guys, like, gave up searching for me. So they decided all went back in the building. And I had no idea where the other two people that I was with went. I don't know if they were still in that building or if they got captured or what. But I had to go swim on the other side to find a place that's, like, really dried and safe. And right as soon as I found this one dock that I had to lay myself on, like, climb on, all of a sudden what happens next, I started feeling exhausted in this dream, and then I was like getting you know, nauseous, and I started like collapsing on the dock in this dream. So after that, I woke up again. So I woke up finally, and then like I went into my bathroom, and then because I had to go to the bathroom after this, because I was like, dang, that was a crazy ass dream that I ever had. And then I decided to go back to taking a nap, so I took a little nap before, I slept in a little bit more before I got things ready and all that, so I did that. And the other dream that I just had, like, the third one that I just had now, that I just had, like, after those other two dreams, the third one was, you know, kind of peaceful. Anything else too much was happening in that one. So, I think I just had, like, the most craziest dream ever. I know, like, this video is too long, but, I'm probably gonna try my best to, like I said, I try my best to speed things up and try not to give too much detail. But, yeah, at least good thing, I was able to survive in all my dreams, so that was a good thing. So, yeah, hopefully I do not have another crazy dream like that again, because that dream was super intensely crazy. At least good thing I was able to survive, and I was able to make it out of this dream okay. So, yeah. So let me know if anyone had ever had any of these kind of crazy dreams before. And definitely also please subscribe. Please ring the notification bell, and also give this video a thumbs up if you guys like it when I talk about these type of videos every once in a while. Like, not just all the time. I know you guys don't like it when I, like I'm a slow talker in these dreams, but I try my best to speed things up and try to not, talk too much about, like, details and all that in these dreams. So, yeah. So, see you guys later. Peace out and bye.